you. Thank you. Just want to say sorry to Jackie. I didn't mean to steal any thunder earlier, but I just get really excited about all the work that Ron's doing because it's so great. And I really enjoyed hearing you today, too. It was fabulous. So, all right, well, I guess let's get into it. I need a couple things, though. Gwen, can I have your phone, please? I could play some music while we're waiting. Do, 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 do. Okay, got the phone here. Okay. Ron, I need some. Can I get your wallet? Yeah, this has got all the credit cards, right? Okay, good. Okay. Oh, Melvin. Melvin? I need your camera. Can I get that?
Oh, I need that.
I really need it. Can I get? Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. So, why do I have Melvin's camera, Ron's wallet, and Gwen's phone? Because I'm a thief? I'd make it worth more money if I was going to steal, it'd be for more. Because pretty boys like me don't do well in prison. I don't want to take the risk. So why do I have all this stuff? Two reasons. One is I have rapport with these people. The other reason is I asked. And most salespeople don't ask, but we'll come back to that later. But the first one is rapport and trust, okay? So Melvin, thank you very much for your camera. Thank you. Gwen, thank you for your phone. Ron, thank you for your wallet. And, all right, let's get started here. All right, so... All right, most people don't ask. We're going to get back to that one. I have rapport. Selling is almost that simple, but not quite. It really is. It really is that simple. So, other reasons to build rapport. Well, if you build rapport with people, they will tell you how they want to be sold. They will tell you what you want, okay, what they want. Selling is not something you do to a person. It's something you do for a person. So you have to believe in what you're doing. Now, you're all business owners in here, so I can tell the truth, okay? If you don't believe in what you're selling, you need to change your business. It's that simple. When I do talks for companies, I can't say that because, they won't have me back because half their staff will quit, okay? But you've got to believe in what you're selling. You've got to believe that your product is better than other people's products. You've got to believe that you're offering some sort of value that other people aren't. You got to believe that they should choose you. So, and if you're listening, they'll tell you how to sell them. It's that simple. Referrals, plus it's more fun for you. Simple. I mean, I have to be honest here because I don't like selling. I really don't, okay? But I'm good at it. Why am I good at it? Because I've had my staff time me. I'll spend 30 minutes with a customer. I'll spend about 23 minutes talking about everything but what they're supposed to buy. Because it's about rapport. And that's what the only thing I was talking to our fearless leader the other day, Keith, okay? Oh, by the way, let's give Keith and Liz a big hand and Cynthia and Mark for putting all this together and give us the opportunity to network. So thank you again for that. And I just realized that, hey, this is the only thing I like about the job. But if you have a genuine interest in other people, that comes through and you'll be able to help them get what they want, which will help you get what you want. Okay, so again, I'm not trying to do this to toot my own horn. I'm just showing you what's possible, okay? When I had a retail business, I expected, and I would get this person to that level, or they would have to move on. And very few people moved on. I would get them to sell 70 to 80% of people who walked through the door. I'm not talking about, and I'm including people that say, if a salesperson says to you, oh, they were just looking. You're not a salesperson. They're an order taker. If you're lucky, they're an order taker. Okay? So you've got it, that includes the just looking folks. I was 80 to 90%. Okay? The longest streak I remember having was 41 people I saw in a row bought something. Okay? Usually a week I would only miss 1 or 2 sales a week, if that. Okay? Now that's not because I'm the greatest in the whole world. Now that you've heard me speak for 5 minutes, you would go, oh yeah, you're not the greatest in the whole world. Okay? But the point is this stuff can be done, and it's by having a genuine interest in other people. So if you follow these principles, you can have the success you want. And I used to get people thanking me all the time for selling to them. You know, I'm swiping their card for $3,000. Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, I should be thanking you, lady. Okay. All right. We talked about that. Closing the sale. You got to think about what's the definition of closing the sale. Okay. Closing is helping the customer buy what they already want. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about identifying that, but it's not twisting their arm, it's not manipulating them, it's not tricking them into buy. It's helping them get what they already want. And if you've got a product you believe in and you like, most people are going to want it. Okay, how do we build rapport? Well, first let's look at the wrong way. Go ahead and play this for me, Mark, please. Can you turn it up?
Hello, Mr. Johnson. It's Jim, isn't it? Can I call you Jim?
Well,
Great. Look, Jim, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to sit down with me today. Really appreciate it. You play golf? I play golf. We should get on the lake sometime, hit that ball around. And these are your children, I imagine? I've got 2 myself. Precious little guys. Looks like we've got so much in common, you know? Like we could be, brothers from a different mother or something, you know? Jimbo. All right. Now that we've gotten to know each other, let's get down to business, shall we?
well,
Now, Jim, if you don't mind me asking, what keeps you up at night? You know, besides the little woman. But she's a firecracker. No, but seriously, Jim, Consolidated Industries down the road is a very similar company to yours. And Fred down at Consolidated couldn't sleep either. And it wasn't because of his little woman either. You know what I mean? You do know what I mean. All right. Now, Jim, we've assembled a very aggressive proposal for you today. If you take a look at page 124 here, you will see outlined a very attractive offer in the form of a deep 15% discount if we can get a firm, non-cancelable order from you today. What do you say? We got a deal? Jim, I can see that you are a shrewd negotiator, and I respect that. 25%. What do you say? 25%, Jim. Jim, this is a great deal. 25%. All we need is a non-cancelable firm order from you today. That's it. 25. Jim, you're letting me down, man. You are letting me down. Stay at the table, though. This is just beyond my my approval authority, so I'm gonna have to talk to my sales manager. Just give me a second. Hey, yeah, I'm down here with Jim. Yes, and he is a tough negotiator. But you know, I think we could get a deal if we could get him to about 50%. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, absolutely. 50%, not a percentage more. Agreed. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye. Good news, Jim. Okay, here is my final offer. I have secured an unprecedented discount approval. Are you ready for this? 55%! No, wait, what? Think about this. We got a deal, Jim? We got a deal? Jim, we've got a deal?
you don't.
Jim! This is excellent news. You know what? I will have the paperwork drawn up, sent over. We'll take care of it. It has been a pleasure doing business with you today. You know what? I'm gonna let myself out here, and maybe I'll look into golf next weekend after. We'll set something up. It'll be great. That's it. Good doing business with you, Jimbo. You're a good man.
So Vladimir, how's my PC?
Your PC is all fixed. You should be all set, Jim.
Vladimir, thank you very much. By the way, who was that just left?
I have no idea.
All right. So what did he do wrong besides everything? Everything. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm not talking about any of that. Okay. So obviously he did no research on the prospect. You know, in the old days, you're supposed to sit down and say, tell me about your business. You go in there and say that to a client now, I mean, forget it. You should need to know all that stuff walking in. Okay. No listening. You should be listening at least 80% of the time. Stupid dropping the price for no reason. Okay, now I believe you can give discounts and you can give multiple discounts. Okay, I'm not afraid to drop price, you know. However, you've got to have a reason or you look like you have no credibility or you're begging. Okay? Now, I haven't seen any data on this. I wanted to look it up, but I didn't have time. Does anybody anymore believe in the let me talk to my manager line? And the assumptive, they call that the assumptive close, where you go, we got a deal? Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so that's the assumptive. You got to be careful with that. That has its place, but you got to do it a lot more tactfully, a lot more smoothly. And of course, how you say things makes all the difference. You can say a lot of the same things, but you have to say them the right way. And Jackie will talk more about that someday here in the future, I'd imagine. But it's tone, it's eye contact, body language, all that other good stuff. So how do we establish and build rapport? Well, you guys all heard of how to win friends and influence people. Some of this talk is just reminding you of things you already know, but it's things that we need to think about all the time. You know, let them talk about themselves. That's their favorite topic. Okay? George, that's your favorite topic, right? Okay. So there you go. All right, sincere compliments. Okay? Not insincere compliments. So if George walked up to me and said, Matt, are you losing weight? Wouldn't go over as well. Okay? All right? But sincere, legitimate compliments. Let's take a quick look at the power of compliments.
Boy, when Lisa comes in, I want you to make a big fuss over how she looks.
She'll see through me like Grandma's underpants.
No, she won't. When it comes to compliments, women always want more. More! More! And if you give it to them, you'll get plenty back in return.
Like what?
I'll tell you when you're older. Is that Lisa? Oh, I gotta call heaven. There's an angel missing.
And who's your little school friend? Wait a minute. That's Mom!
Oh, my goodness, how
Nice, thank you.
I know two fellows who are going to get a special dinner tonight.
Hey!
Woohoo! Dad, do you know anything else about women?
Nope, that's it.
Hey, Brushhead, you've been nursing that thing for an hour.
You know, I was just wondering how someone who works in an ice cream store keeps such a trim figure.
I've misjudged you.
All righty. So the power of sincere compliments. Let's not forget it. Harvard University has done multiple studies, Harvard Business School, which I've heard is pretty good, that negotiations where they start out with a compliment, where one of the parties starts out complimenting the others, are way more successful. You know, the hard-nosed, come in, sit down, that doesn't work. All it does is put people off, and you can't get anywhere. I'm zipping through this stuff here because we've got a lot to cover. Some other report tips. Get everybody involved. If it's a retail situation, the kids, how do we get the kids involved? How do we get the kids begging their mom to buy it? It's a mattress that's $3,000. They have no interest in it, but they're getting their mom to, Mommy, we should buy it, okay? Focus on the ice man or ice woman, because you'll have one, if it's a husband and a wife, you'll have one that's excited, one that isn't. Don't be intimidated by the cold one. Warm them up. Take them from where they are gently to where you want them to be. You know, you don't start off bouncing off the walls. You start where they are, and you get them to where you want to be. And of course, Jackie will talk more about that at some point with NLP. Okay, start with hi. I start out with hi. My name's Matt. What's yours? Because it's hard psychologically to be rude to somebody once you've introduced yourself to them. Okay? And that's why. So these things sound very, very, basic, but we're not doing them. A lot of us aren't. And I'm guilty of these things too. Not really, I just said that to make you feel better. But anyway, okay, so mirroring, like I said, Jack, you probably talk about that. Much, much more to say, but no time. One quick note that I want to talk about in sales, a number watched is a number improved. So many business people that I run into have no idea of their key performance indicators in their business, or what we call key result areas. I'm sure Peter would attest to this as an accountant. They have no idea what their average sale is. They have no idea what their average margin is. They have no idea how many people walk into their store. They have no idea what the closing percentage is. They have no idea. You cannot improve unless you know where you are and where you want to be. I mean, really, do you think that any athlete, any runner doesn't know his splits for each part of the race? Do you think that any swimmer doesn't know his splits for any part of the race? Know where he is at each turn? Where he wants to be at each turn? I mean, come on. Any sailor, do you think they don't know where they are in the ocean? Okay? And where they want to get? Do you think Warren Buffett doesn't know what's going on in his portfolio? He knows what's going on. Okay? You need to know where you're at and where you're going. So this doesn't have a lot to do with closing, but the key is you don't even know if you need to work on closing if you don't know where you're at. There are 7 steps to a sale. We've only talked to one, which is about one briefly, which is establishing rapport. Okay? I'm going to try to go over some other ones here real quickly. And if you want to talk about these things later, talk to me after. We could set up a time, whatever. Or you can just call me on the phone. Second step is create a need. If they walked into your shop, they probably already have a need. If they called you, they have a need. But you want to tie it into something other than, for example, if you're Peter, okay, which none of us are lucky enough to be Peter, except for Peter, okay? But if you're Peter, he's not selling just government compliance because, oh my God, that's boring, okay? When people come to him, he's going to try to create a need of, hey, I'm going to help you manage your business. I'm going to give you more time with your family. I'm going to help you with this. He's painting this picture, creating a need beyond something mundane. Does that make sense? Features and benefits, we're going to fly through some of these. I'm going to talk about value and actually closing more, but you want to talk about, a lot of times people will go in to buy like a computer or whatever, it's got this many gigabyte RAM and this, that, and blah, 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 and this modem, and they say all these technical things, but there's but the person just sits there and blinks because they don't understand how it benefits them. You got to say what it is, how it benefits them. This is the feature, this is the benefit for you. This is the feature, this is the benefit for you. Okay? So, value. I want to talk a little bit about value. We're not going to get into almost any of this. This is a half-hour talk, and each of those little parts of the pyramid are a 2-hour talk, okay? Or more, a seminar even. But value, okay? People don't buy it unless they see the value. And what has value for me might not have value for you. Each person has to ask these questions, and it's your job before you give them the price to build the value, okay? All right, and the best time to cover an objection is when? Before it happens, okay? Before it happens. So you're covering these things ahead of time. You never tell them the price. I have amnesia when people ask me the price until I have early onset Alzheimer's when people ask me the price, until I go through every single reason in the world why they should buy it first, okay? And I change the topic and whatever, just take them all over so they forget they asked, okay? So, will it last? That was really fun. These, for everybody else, these questions here are the kinds of questions that they're asking. They're thinking about, you want to make sure that you make the difference between price and cost. Price is what you pay today, cost is what you pay in the long run, okay? So you need to show that distinction, how they're saving money in the long run by buying your product. These are the questions that are going through their heads. Not can I afford it, because people can afford what they want to afford within reason. This is Australia, okay? And I hate to, if this offends anybody, I'm sorry, but I'm American, so I'm supposed to offend at least somebody in this talk. At least one person, okay? But one of the great things about Australia is there really aren't poor people here, okay? You know, the people that are poor in Australia are upset about the price of cigarettes, they don't have a car, and they only got one TV, generally, okay? The people that are poor in Bangladesh are starving in the street. You can see their ribs. The people that are poor in America don't have a place to sleep, okay? Australia's done a great job of solving a lot of that problem. I mean, you never get it all the way solved, but they've solved a lot of it. People can afford what they want to afford within reason. So you got to ask yourself, does it last? Will it do the job? Does a good company make it? Others like it. Good guarantee, good quality. Will I use it? And then the value. And price has very little to do with value. Okay, oh, there, it's pretty good at that there. Okay, Eric's not here, so let's pick on Eric. Okay, since he can't defend himself, okay? I'm gonna give you an example of value, diamonds. Okay? Who here likes diamonds? Does any of the ladies like diamonds? No, not really, okay? Diamonds are easier to find. What is a diamond, first of all? What is a diamond? A diamond is crushed up coal. And what's crushed up coal? Crushed up coal is crushed up carbon. What's crushed up carbon? Crushed up plants. Okay? So that's all it is. Maybe some dinosaurs thrown in there too. Okay? Diamonds are harder to find, or easier to find than emeralds, sapphires, and rubies. Way easier. But they cost a lot more money. Why is the value of a diamond greater? Well, there's a couple reasons. One is, one company used to own them all, De Beers, and two is marketing. They've created this whole value about diamond. A diamond is forever. You can only show your love with a diamond. What's the difference? You know, and we can make diamonds now in the lab for $300 a carat instead of $4,000. And they're better diamonds. But do any of the ladies want ones made in the lab? No, they won't take them. No, I want the one that took millions of dollars, millions and millions of years to be created and cost you everything, and you had to take a second mortgage out on the house. That's the one I want. Of course. Of course. Okay? So, you know, that's value. You're creating value there. Okay? So, land. I mean, land isn't worth what it's worth. I'm sorry. Okay? It's worth what people pay. That's what it's worth. You know? Because somebody values that. Okay, before you ever tell anybody the price until you show them a more expensive brand somewhere else, okay, that's a competitor, you give them a reason to buy now, okay, because people want to procrastinate with some sort of special, very important, and then you ask for the order, okay? Salespeople, very few salespeople ask, and then they're shocked nobody buys. What do you expect? The person to grab you by the shirt, drag you across the table and say, please, can I give you my money? Except for Ron. Thanks again for your wallet, Ron. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, don't let me leave without it. Okay? All right. But anyway, this is called the objection cycle. We've only got 3, 4, 5 minutes left. But if you take a business course nowadays, they might spend a couple weeks on this. We're going to spend a couple minutes, but this is the way to sell without being pushy and the way to discuss things without arguing. Okay? And it's it's also a basis for a lot of negotiations. So what is an objection? Does anybody know? What do you guys think an objection is? Yeah, that's what some people feel that way, okay? Most people, you know, or you could say anything but I'll take it as an objection, okay? But let me ask you this. Do people object to things they don't like? Okay? Really? I mean, think about it. So, I mean, you have a dream car, Gwen? Not really. You're not a car person, are you? Okay, suppose you've got a dream car. You want this certain Mercedes. You know the model you want. You know the color you want. You know everything you want. You've been saving your nickels, well, you don't have nickels here, but you've been saving all your money up, your coins, and finally you're ready to go buy this Mercedes. And right next to this Mercedes is a Holden from 1999. Now, when the car salesman talks to you about the Mercedes, are you going to talk about how much you hate the Holden? Are you going to you can say, I don't like the color. Oh, I don't know if that's the right car for. Are you going to talk about that? No, because you have no interest. So people only object to things that they have interest in. An objection is a request for more information. Okay, because if they don't like it, guess what? You don't go anywhere. They just go, no, don't like it. You're done. So objections are good, not bad. The only thing that's better than an objection is, yeah, I'll take it. Okay? So the first thing you do is you isolate the objection. You find out what the one reason why they're not getting it is. So you'd say, so the only reason you're not getting it is, and then you finish that up. So you like this one, right? So the only reason you're not getting it is, okay. And you want to keep this away from, want to get it, want to get it, want to get it, want to get it, want to get it. That's not what you want to do, okay? You want to find out what their issue is in a nice way, in more of a, cooperative way, and then you agree. And there's two kinds of agreeing. There's empathy and there's sympathy. You guys know the difference between empathy and sympathy, right? Sympathy is feeling sorry for somebody. Empathy is knowing where they're coming from, but being real with them. Okay? So if a business person, you're talking about advertising or insurance, okay? If you're talking, and obviously Stella could run circles around me on this, but if you're sitting down with a client about insurance, and they need help and they need insurance, okay? Because that's a big blind spot in their business, and they say, oh, I can't afford it. You can understand that things are tough for that person, but you're empathetic. You don't go, oh my gosh, you can't afford it. Oh, she would say, oh wow, I can understand things are really, really tight right now, but So you understand that you feel like you need it, but you just don't know if you can afford it. Is that what you're saying? Okay, well, oh geez. Well. So you go from want to get it, want to get it, want to get it to, let's see if we can get this together. Okay. In a non-cheesy, non-phony way, okay? So she's going to say, well, we could break it down into monthly investments. We could raise this deductible. We could do this. We could do that. She's going to work with them. She's going to re-explain, offer a solution. And then she's going to ask for the order in a non-threatening way. She's not going to go, so okay, I initialed it down here. Okay, here's the paper here. Okay, here, you go ahead and initial that right there. There you go. Okay, she's not going to do that. Okay? That's the old school way. But, you're doing the same kind of things, but differently. So this goes around and around and around. And experts say that the average person has to ask for the sale 5 times. That's old school, but it's actually true, wherever the product is. Okay? So the key is asking in such a way they don't even know they've been asked 5 times. They don't feel like they've been asked 5 times. I'll ask people 15, 20 times. But they don't feel like they've ever been asked. And this is another important point. It's very important for them to feel comfortable saying no to you. Where does the pressure come from? Because they're afraid if they say no, you're going to get on them, right? Or the salesperson is going to get on top of them. So if somebody says no to me, I'm like, oh, okay. Even inside, I'm like, but outside, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I can understand that, okay? Because it relieves the pressure, and the person goes, I can say no to this person all day. It's like me when I was dating. The girls are comfortable with me. I can say no to him all the time, okay? And they did, all right? So that's the objection. So follow these simple ideas. You can have the success you want. You got to remember, we don't like to say we're salespeople. Nobody wants to be a salesperson, but we are. I mean, come on, we are. But you don't have to do the stereotypical way. In fact, the stereotypical way doesn't work. If you do it, you follow these kind of principles, you can have the success you want, and you'll enjoy working with the people, and they'll enjoy working with you. So it's win-win-win. And if you use this method, it follows up this method lives up to the words of the great motivational businessman Zig Ziglar, probably my favorite speaker ever, who said, you can get whatever you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. In that Texas accent of his. So that's it. Any questions? Yes. But, yes, set that up really well, didn't she? That was really good, but. Yeah, I just was focusing on this group because they sell more products one-on-one. Yeah.
And there's other things that go into it as well.
I agree with that.
All about building relationships.
I agree with that.
Which is really what we're all about.
I agree with that. I did that a lot with my factory. I mean, it's not consulting, but I would do the Canton Furniture Fair, the Shanghai, the Canton Fair, which is the biggest fair in the world. I paid $25,000 for a 6x3 space, 25 US, okay? So that's real money, by the way. So nobody laughed at that one. But all the tomatoes have been put away, so you can't throw any, okay? But so I'd spend $25,000 on that, and you would see people from all over the world, and I'd say, "Hi, I'm Matt. You just met me. We're doing business here in China, which is a country that traditionally rips people off. You're going back to your home country. Oh, by the way, your country really hates my country as a general rule. Can I have $80,000?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so it would take a while to build that relationship, okay? But that's how I started selling like that, okay? And you can get them right away. I mean, you don't want to go into it with the attitude going, I'm not going to sell. I have to build this relationship for a year, whatever. But, it could take longer. But you still want to proceed in a non-pushy way, like you can do it quicker, because you'll never get it if you think all I've got to do is put ads on LinkedIn for the rest of my life and someday I'll get a client. Okay? That brings up a great point. You also want to see, the decision maker. Okay, you don't want to say, are you the decision maker? But I'm not the decision maker in my home. Is any of the men in the room the decision maker in their home? No, so yeah. This, of course, is just a general overview of one of our programs. Obviously, we dig much deeper and offer a lot more value. We hope that we can help you achieve your dreams. Please click the link below if you'd like to learn more about Green Knight Coaching and Consulting.